All right, so I'm gonna go over some of these trades that I took this week. Had a really good week with currency. Seems like the market is about to start making its moves to be a little bit faster. Because honestly, that happened on a whole day. That's great. Now, all right, so I'm gonna go to the weekly real quick. You see the rejections off this area on Euro AUD. I saw. See, I went to the weekly, and key points that I saw was when the market pushed back down here, we have wick rejection, wick rejection, wick rejection. So um, when you have these solid wick rejections like this, and they're showing up on the weekly, did it show up on the monthly? Not quite. So it showed up on weekly. So to me, just my opinion, this will be a supply zone. This is an order block right here. And then obviously Euro came in and pushed it to this area right here where it's struggling to make it pass. But what was that, Thursday, Friday? I saw this push down back to this order block. And I was on this was the move that happened. When I saw it touch and tip the order block, I knew to get in long from just based off weekly data. So we got in all the way down here. I had the stop loss below the actual, um, it was below this actual order block because if it busts through, then honestly it didn't work out. And we had it going up to here. It was like a 120 pip move. And I was only trying to take it to this little neckline right here. Hold on, let me see what a neckline is. It was somewhere on the H4. That little baby neckline right there. I think that's where I took it at, and TP smashed. Easily TP smashed. And I was saying on my video, or I don't think I did a video. I was saying that Australia was going to have some type of continuation of some type of bearish continuation on Australia pairs. Not all of them, but majority of them. So we took that, and then we're trending up. See, that's why I use multiple confluences, because when you use multiple confluences, you see it's trending up. So, okay, so basically, let's look at it this way. This was the last area where price is having a hard time to break, right? Just make it change the color to bear. All right, so price is not breaking this area for a while, and we still have the trend to the upside. So now what we have here is an exceptional. We saw that this broke down too. So now we have a situation where we can see maybe more wick rejections come back down and it get really small, break, retest, and come touch these highs one more time, or it break, break, retest, and then come back down here again. But if it pops and then this trend line doesn't, once it comes down here and busts back up again, this trend line reject, we could start seeing it coming down and touching these areas. Possible. Everything's possible. These are ifs. They're like hypotheses. That doesn't mean that these things are going to happen. So and that goes for anyone's strategy. Just because we're projecting that this is going to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. It could possibly happen. So I'll be anticipating it so I can get a high profitability trade in based off of my confirmations. And I'll be comfortable with that. Not off somebody else's confirmations, my confirmations. That's why it's my trading account. So I had to say that because a lot of people be slandering. All right, so Euro. We went over Euro CAD, Euro AUD. Actually, what ends up happening with them, it didn't make it down there. It didn't quite make it down there. I was waiting for it to come down there because I was going to take a buy right off there, but it went halfway and pulled and made a big, thick candle to come back to this support. And honestly, on the week, if we look at it weekly wise, maybe it closed below the support. It's below this body of the candle. So next week, maybe next week we'll pull back here. Let's see. Or maybe it'll just continue down there because That is a lot of bearish pressure right after that rejection right here. Still a lot of bearish pressure, so we possibly will come down here. When it come down here, we're getting trade in 1 to 3, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Buy, and I do see Canada being bearish. Just looking at the CXY. Where's my CXY? All right, so the CXY, the Canadian, um, weekly wise, it was trending up, and then this is when USD CAD finally pushed back up with USD CAD, and then we failed to make higher highs from this point. So this is a lower low from this point, and then this is lower than that point. So as you can see, let's see if it continues trending. Because if it continues trending down, what ends up happening is there was selling pressure right there. There was selling pressure right there. And here's some selling pressure that's coming right there. If this is the case, then we have lower lows happening on USD CAD. Well, on Canada. So that means most Canada trades or Canada pairs will be, as confluences, his purposes. Most Canada pairs will be pretty good. That means Euro CAD will probably start making a uptrend. Maybe, possibly, we'll see. And we took the CAD chef. Um, we're I didn't call this out to the group. I actually personally took this myself. I actually got in right here, and then it pulled back up and wicked one more time. Didn't wick me out because I always put stop loss above structure. Wicked me out, and then we have a big movement down. When the market opens up, I need to put this at break even. And then I took CAD Singapore. I love CAD Singapore, so I took the CAD Singapore because I saw that there was going to be bear pressure right there on my account. Let's see what happens from that. USD CAD hit TP because I saw that Canada was weakening, and I already got USD CAD coming back up here anyway. And then once it comes back up here, I want to take. So we got this buy already. This already hit TP. I wanted to come up here, and if Canada ends up being strong, like I think weak, like I think it will, if it comes up here, then I want to short from right here so it can come down structure lows, possibly. So swing, exhaustion, swing, exhaustion, swing. That's what I'm looking for. If it don't happen, hey, that's why we take it one day at a time as day traders. Let's get back on Australia. So I took the odd chef because it broke. I saw that it was breaking on a what was it on here? I think when it came up here to that's what it was. When it came up here, and I didn't call this out. I'm sorry, I need to start calling these trades out. So when I saw that it made this pullback, and see, I got into Euro AUD for a buy. So if Euro AUD is a buy, then that's letting me know that Australia was weakening. So I got into this sell in hopes of it'll break this trend line. It actually did. It didn't actually do that move like I did, like it said on that last video I was looking at. But when I saw it come back up here and tip, and then it made a fractal on, what was it, the H4? Yeah. So when I started seeing this fractals right here on the H4, I was like, okay, it's time to drop. And that's exactly what happened. It dropped. Let's take the fractals off. So I had a beautiful trade with that. Um, AU looks like I didn't catch AU because I was actually kind of bullish on the dollar. Bearish. Yeah, I was bearish on the dollar, but the dollar gained some little strength. So what I'm seeing here is looks like it's ready. It looks like AU is ready to drop. So it looks like Australia is going to continue being weak next week, possibly. So I'm gonna have to wait for it to come pull back down to the trend line. Then I'm gonna take it to here. I'm not gonna take it all the way down here quite yet. I want to see what happens. We lost the odd New Zealand, but it was a decent trade. Okay, don't get me wrong. You see right here. Last time it got right here, and it usually dropped. And let's take that off. Show you the trend, so you can see why I took it was trending up, and right here it broke the trend, retested, and that's when I got into the sell. and I was in profit, and then I went out, draw down, wick up, went back in profit. For some reason, it flew up, which makes no sense because Australia was weak. But it was weak. But I guess New Zealand was weaker, and actually New Zealand was weaker because Euro New Zealand broke a resistance too. Um, I know I'm going all over the place. I do that because I see it in my mind. Euro New Zealand. So Euro New Zealand just it broke this area. Even though this was a fake out, I mean it's pretty much right there. So it could just drop back down. But let's just see, because it was actually trending. That's why I put trend lines on. If it stays on the trend line and continues up, then I even put that spot right there, so I knew maybe I had both biases for Euro New Zealand to keep trending up until it touches this area. Because when now's in this structure now where we had the initial break, retest out, and then drop in the first place. And I remember I took this buy right here and took it all the way up here. Oh, memories. Anyways, but yeah, NAS 100 just hurt our heart. It hurt our heart breaking this. But there's a big market crash that was supposed to happen anyway. So I feel like let's go to the week. I feel like it has a little bit more to go down, maybe to this 40.50, and when it gets to this 40.50, we have a reaction that it might come back up here and before it continues down. Not saying that's what it needs to do. It could just, excuse me, it could do whatever it wants to, but I don't see this pulling back up. It broke this trend line. Maybe it needs to come back and retest the trend line first. Usually that's what happens. Come back, test the retrend line, and if it don't make it, then we have lower lows happening. But we will see. We will see. I don't know. Hmm. It might just continue. It might come back up anyway. I'm gonna load me up a little $100 account and just click, 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 click on you at NAS 100 mini. Make me a couple. Make me a little money. But anyways, let's see. That's all. Okay, I did take the GU because I saw GBP um losing strength at this retest area, and it's a fake out. I already knew it was a fake out. It made sense that was going to fake out off this area. I think I got this area off of right here. So wick, and then I feel like it'll come back down. And remember, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna end it here. It's not an uptrend until it takes out the last. Well, let's do it like this. Just remember that. I'm just refreshing um, the thoughts of the market. Mm, 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 All right, let's do that. Bam, bam, bam. Right. So let's do this. If the market pulls back here, breaks, retests, this ain't an uptrend yet until it takes out this previous higher high because it'll come up here, and if it don't take this out, then we can see it continuing down. So it has to take out. These are the rules of the when the market's trending like this. Needs to trade above the last lower low. It needs to break the last lower high in order for it to trend up, and then it needs to come take this out. Because if it come take this out, you have a break, retest, and you have a bona fide uptrend at that point. I know that looks weird, but you get what I'm saying. The same with this. So it wasn't an uptrend, not quite yet. Not quite yet. Still selling pressure. It was still selling pressure. I mean, so I seen somebody do this. So that could possibly happen too. So we could be watching out for this 34.7 area because We can. This is why I look at both ends. I'm in profit right now, but this could possibly come right here and sit, and then come break this, retest, break, retest, and come touch this area one more time, and then we might have a major drop after that. But that's got to be some new shit. Like I feel like it wants to come back and touch this major weekly demand zone after touching this supply zone right here. I feel like it's gonna trickle its little way up there, but hey, it might. We'll see. We take it one day at a time. But until then, that's what I saw in the market this week. And let's have a good trading week next week. Peace.